I need to work on these introductions, but yeah. So thank you very much for taking time to listen to another episode of Talking Therapy. Cool. All right, let's get into the video. We're now in 2003, 2004. I'm in year 10, and the police have just come. They put me in handcuffs and they've taken me away. I think the main difference now between the second time I was arrested from the first time, obviously I'm 2 years older now. I was 12 then and I was 14 the second time. I'd started puberty. I'm feeling like a bit of a bad boy, and going through that long court process the first time around, it really did kind of harden me. Even when I got to Bexley Heath police station, it was the same station the first time I was arrested as well. So the whole kind of familiarity of the surroundings was actually a little bit comforting for me in a very, very sick way. You know, I remember thinking to myself, yeah, this is the place that boys like you end up, you know, in police cells or whatever. But going there and going through the back again and going and seeing the custody sergeant and being asked, oh, you know, do you have a solicitor? And this time, you know, being proud to say, yeah, my solicitor is Thomas Boyd White on Bexley Heath Broadway, you know, because I knew these details. I remembered who represented me the first time around. So I remember after this court case came to an end, it was quite quick because I pled guilty. I was sentenced to, community service. I had to go to Danson Park in Bexley Heath and pick up rubbish. Yeah, long. And my mum had to pay the victim compensation. So I think he got like £300-400 for medical fees or whatever, you know, stitches and all of this kind of stuff. That stung me because best believe I didn't get no birthday and Christmas presents for a while my mum was paying that off. I got home and everything was really tense in the house, you know. My mum wasn't talking. I went straight upstairs to my bedroom and my little brother was laying in my bed. He'd gone to sleep, so I seen him there in my bed. I'm like, you know, wake up, get off my bed kind of thing. And he just woke up and went and hugged me, and he was crying and he was telling me that he didn't think I was going to come back. I remember like trying to be, you know, all macho and big brother about it, like, man, stop crying, man, whatever, go to your bed, get up on the bunk bed, because we had bunk beds then. I just sent him upstairs or whatever. But, you know, the fact that, you know, me just being arrested for that really did, I saw the effect it had on him. He was really upset by that. And my little brother, he was like 6, 7 at the time. And I was conscious of the fact that I really wanted to be a good role model for him. So that's what I think was the kind of catalyst to getting me to say, you know what, like, I don't want to get in trouble anymore. Even though I felt like everything that had happened to me up until that point was bad luck, you know, but I was determined. I said, you know what, I don't want no more trouble, to be honest. I've had enough of it. So, but my mum, now, mumsy, you know, I'd always been very anxious around my mum because, you know, as an African child, I'm not a stranger to a beating from my mum. You know, you can get a slap for anything. You're talking silly or you're doing something, you're walking over that way in the shop, whatever, you know, you can get a slap, flick on your ear, whatever. So I'd always been anxious around my mum because I know that I could get a beating for something that I wasn't even aware of. So at this time where, you know, tensions were really high in the household, I was really like, just always like on edge as to like what was going to happen. But my mum was strangely quiet throughout this period because she was plotting something. She was plotting something. She had a plan for me. Mum had a plan. And I remember once the court case had all finished and the sentence had been done, we was on our way back from Bexley Heath Court, and then she said that I'm going to have to book time off school because I was going to Nigeria. And hearing those words, you're going back home, oh my God. Home? Listen, I was born here, this is my home here. But when a Nigerian mum or an African parent drop them words to you that you're going back home, it's problems. So I think the flight was booked for like maybe a month or two from that date, and I was just terrified that I was going to get sent back and left in Nigeria. You know, I didn't speak the language. I've never felt like a Nigerian growing up. You know, I just felt like me. I didn't feel like I was kind of, you know, I wasn't really in tune with my culture like that when we was younger. So I was terrified at the prospect of getting sent back to Nigeria now that the flights were booked. So we've gone to Nigeria now as a family. Thank God there was a return flight booked. But an amazing thing happened on that trip. I met my father for the first time. not for the first time. I'd probably met him when I was a kid, but I didn't have no memory or no recollection of him. But we was in a town called Oshogbo in Nigeria. I don't know if I said that right, don't come at me, but whatever. So that's where we had some other family that was staying there. And I knew that he was going to come and visit us because my mum had already arranged it or whatever. And me and my sister were just actually walking around, just actually was not even at the house that we were supposed to be in. We were just walking around the village or the town, just, exploring or whatever. And a car pulls up, and I remember my uncle, because this uncle, I know his face, I actually seen him a few times as well. So the car's pulled up and this uncle has come out, and I could see him walking around like looking for directions. And I'm like, rah, like sis, like that's Uncle K, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is our dad's brother. Like, I know this is my dad's certified brother, you know what I mean? And then I kind of walked up to him like, oh, like, hi Uncle K, like, because obviously I knew that he should have been coming to see us. And then in the car was my dad, and I won't get into it all or whatever, but when I came back to the UK, we stayed there for about a month, and I spent about 2 weeks with him. I literally felt like something had lifted inside of me. Like, it was like a weight or a pressure had gone, the happiness, I was really like, the happiness, the high that I was on from this lasted for, let's say, a couple of months, I remember when I was with my dad in Nigeria, he took us to a tailor, and he said that he was going to have some Nigerian clothes sewn for us. So we had to go there and pick the material and pick the colour that we wanted and the design and everything. And when I got back to England, my mum had taken me to East Street Market, and we were buying shoes. And because my mum would never give me money to go and buy like expensive trainers, but she'd always give us money to buy like shoes, because you wear shoes to church, you wear shoes to parties and things like that. You just run around in trainers in her mind. So she's giving me this money to go and buy a pair of shoes, and she said I have to go and get a good fine pair of shoes, And I remember because my dad when I was with him, I'd chosen a purple material, and the clothes that he was going to sew for us was going to be like a purple kind of Nigerian outfit. So I chose these kind of snake-skinned purple shoes from one of these places in East Street Market, and in my mind I was like, yeah, when dad sends those clothes, I'm going to wear this combination together and it's going to look sick. Like, and I was just looking forward to it. I was waiting for that parcel to come, for these clothes. And like I said, I came back from Nigeria, I was happy, I've met my dad, this and that. The weeks roll on, the months roll on, no clothes came, no phone calls, and after about a couple of months, it was back to how it was. I basically didn't have a dad again. And yeah, but my life was starting to take some direction. And even though I never had my dad in my life as an influence, I was starting to find role models in weird places, right? And I remember the first kind of inspiration that I kind of had was in my drama class, because I picked drama for my GCSE. And in our drama class, we had a newspaper cutting of an article by on a man called Craig Fairbrass, right? And I knew him as Dirty Dan from EastEnders. So one day in class, I was just looking at this newspaper cutting, and it was his story, like his life story. And I remember reading it, and I was like, what? Dirty Dan from EastEnders came to our school, like, and that for me was like mind-blowing, to know that a celebrity had walked the same halls that we had done, and he probably did drama in this same class, and I was watching this guy now on TV. And looking at his life story and knowing that he'd gone to prison and got into all sorts of trouble and managed to change his life around through drama, I kind of took that as my cue. Like, that drama was a path or a way for me to kind of find redemption, to change my life around, to be, a good boy again. Because before I really got involved with drama, I just felt like my life was heading nowhere. I've made so many mistakes. done so many stupid things that I'd felt like there's no way I can be a lawyer now. That was my original dream. Any like hope of any good career is gone. I'm basically destined for prison. I'll talk about this in another video because it comes up interestingly again later on in my life, but I'd always had this kind of expectation that I was going to end up in prison, that was the path that I was going down. But drama and seeing this other person's story, it gave me hope that my life could follow a different path. And that's why I'm going to end the video for today. Tune in for the next one.